On today's show, I am going to make one of my favorites. Today, I am making a baked honey garlic pork chop. And you can make this with chicken too if you want. It's going to be so delicious. Stick around. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Diabetic Diet Show. The first thing we need to do is to get the pork chops going. So I'm going to start my fire, get my pan hot, and then when you're cooking pork chops you want to use something that will handle a high heat. So today I'm going to use avocado oil. If you decided you wanted to use butter or something, you could put butter in with this, but avocado oil at least. We'll get that going. Then I have my pork chops here, and I'm just going to put some salt and pepper out on my pork chops. We'll get this pan going until it starts to shimmer. Then we'll put the pork chops in here. Just a few more seconds. It's looking good. So, this is a real hot flame I'm using. I'm going to turn it down to medium immediately because I don't cook on high. Let's get the pork chops in the pan. Season side down. Then, we'll season the other side. And remember, we're not cooking them, we're just browning them up. We're going to put these in the oven and actually cook them. So you could see how they got white just that fast. Let's start on our rice. Spray the pan. Even though it don't stick, I still spray it. If you've ever had a catastrophe of the rice sticking, you'll be happy you did this. So put your water in, and then you need your rice. And I have the rice pre-measured here. Today we're using a white rice. Dump that in. And then we need our butter. So rice and butter. And we'll need more butter for the corn. So we'll get that out of the refrigerator in a minute. Lid on this and get that started. You just hit the button on the rice pot and it starts. I'm going to turn the fire off now on the pork chops because I am not going to do any more cooking on these. I just want to brown the edges on the hot pan. And you know I'm going to check these with a thermometer. Today, because I'm cooking with a large piece of meat, see how large this is? I'm going to be using my Taylor remote thermometer that I plug into the pork chop, and then I'll set it to alert me at 160 so that I can go check them. Okay, so the fire is off. We don't have to worry about them overcooking. Let's just talk some real fast ingredients. Of course, we're going to cook corn. So, for corn, we need the pan, and I'm using the water that the corn came in. Dump that in there, just like that. And then I'll switch, put this on the burner, and in a little bit, I'll get that started. Garlic. For garlic, I bought the pre-peeled garlic. They are so nice. I just love them. But they are just like mushrooms. When you bring them home, you don't leave them in this package. What you do is you put them in a paper bag and you date the bag and then keep it in the refrigerator, because they have to breathe a little bit. The last package that I bought, I used 2 bulbs out of it, and then when I went to go use it again, they were all moldy and I had to throw them away. So treat them just like mushrooms. Then for ingredients, we have soy sauce measured out, and then vinegar. Now you can use any kind of vinegar that you want for this. You can use apple cider, you can use red wine vinegar, you can use white wine vinegar if you want, or you could use a wine if you want. I have a whole section of oriental ingredients, and so I'm using the rice vinegar. I like it a lot. And then for honey, if you want to follow the measurements for how much you need, if you'll check down in the more button, if you hit subscribe, hit more, you'll see all the measurements. You don't have to actually write this down. But I have just enough honey left over for this recipe. So that's it. We're using that, and we'll order more. Cornstarch. I've measured out my cornstarch. And for my garlic, I'm going to put it in my chopper. And I'm using a lot of garlic because I like a lot of garlic. Looks good. That thing sure works fast, doesn't it? Chicken broth. And cornstarch. Whisk. That honey mixed up really good, and it should stick to the garlic. That is a fantastic mix. Then I want to take and pour this into a measuring cup. And then that shows me how much I have. I'm expecting that I have about a cup, and I do. So that means I'm going to take a half a cup, because I'm making for a lot of people here. If it's just 2 of you, you'd have half of all these measurements. Okay, but I'm putting that in with my rice. Then I'm going to spray my cooking dish. I have my oven preheating to 425. And the next thing I want to do is to stick a probe deep into the meat. Where I'll know where it is. Just like that. Put these in my dish. And then I'm going to pour this remaining over the top of my pork chops, and later we'll baste it. So let's go ahead and get this in the oven now. That means the Taylor thermometer is up to temperature. Just unplug it. Oh boy, those look delicious. Wow. And they're hot too. Just probe out of here. Wow. Now, to serve this up, we need rice first. Ooh, boy, that looks good. Stir up our rice a little bit here. Here we go. Nice bed of rice. And then we need some corn too. So there's our corn, and then the pork chops. I like to turn them over and just roll them around in the mix. Just get them all mixed in here. Wow, they look delicious. Here we go. There's your pork chop, corn, rice. This is going to be fantastic. I wish you could smell this, folks. That's my show for the day. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Here's 2 more shows just like it.